Hi there everyone, this is Kelly Gettelfinger with Always Stampin' Videos. Thank you so much for visiting my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create a cute little stand-up flip book. So this booklet stands up, and with the rings you can flip it and use it as whatever you like. You can use it as a memory album, a calendar, a little devotional, just anything. You can use it as a journal. I've got lots of fun, pretty papers in there. I'm not going to show you how to decorate it. I'm just going to show you the base flip book. Now, if you do want to know how I did this, how I decorated it, so cute, right? Then hop on over to my Facebook page, my Stampin' Facebook page, Always Stampin' Videos. You can find that also by putting in the search bar the @ Always Stampin' with Kelly, or Always Stampin' with Kelly Gettelfinger. So I'm going to show you the base, and I'm going to give you the measurements, and then also give you the measurements for the journaling cards, or you can call them photo cards. They're just pretty paper. So, okay, let's get started. So you're going to want to have as many colors of cardstock as you have in your beautiful designer series paper or decorative paper, whichever you choose. I'm using Stampin' Up's designer series paper, and this one is called Flowering Fields. So what I've done here with these particular colors of cardstock is I have went to the back of my designer series paper from Stampin' Up, and I've looked at all of the colors listed that coordinate with the colors in the designer series paper, and I've pulled out almost one of every single one of those colors. So it made it super easy to know what colors I needed for my little flip book, okay? And then you're gonna need the 2 rings. These can be found anywhere. Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart, office supply stores. You can get these literally anywhere. And so they're just the little rings that clip together, open and close. And you'll need 2 of those, okay? You'll need 1 piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, color your choice. So I picked Poppy Parade that coordinates with this beautiful designer series paper. Now, I have just 1 piece of designer series paper here, 12 by 12, simply because I'm going to show you and give you the measurements of the little flip cards, okay? And I want to show you a little tip that goes along with that. So, I love using Stampin' Up's 12 by 12 paper for these cute little booklets, because you have 12 papers, 6 designs on each side. So you really have 12 designs, but each paper is double-sided, and so you can use this technique that I'm going to show you to get 1 of every single design, okay? So the first thing that I like to do is I do like to trim out all of my flip cards first. And so I'm going to trim my designer series paper at 4 inches. And when I do this, I want to make sure that I trim it in the direction of my flip booklet. So you can actually have a little flip booklet that goes this way and flips up and down this way, or you could do it this way. So make sure that you trim your designer series paper. If it has a pattern that goes in a particular direction, make sure you trim it in the right 4-inch area. Okay, so all I need is this strip here, and then I'm going to put the bigger piece away, and then I'm going to trim this piece at 5 1/4 with the longer edge at the top of my trimmer. I'm going to do that twice. So there's 1, 5 1/4, and there is 2. This little piece here, I'm going to lay it aside, and I can use that for something else. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces, and if I flip one over, I actually have 2 different designs to use in my designer, or in my little flip booklet. Okay, so that's how I get one of every single design in my little flip booklet. So I make sure I trim 2 of these at, again, 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay. All right, now to make the base of our little flip booklet, and I'm going to trim my cardstock with the 11-inch edge to the top of the trimmer. I'm going to trim it at 5 1/2. I will set aside for just a moment one piece that I just trimmed. 1/4 turn cardstock so that the longer edge, the 8 1/2 edge, is at the top of the trimmer, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And then I'll set that aside. Bring back the piece, the second piece of now 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and again with the longer edge at the top of the trimmer, I'm going to trim it at 6 inches. Now this short piece here is scrap. You can set it aside and use it for something else. Now, with this piece still in my trimmer, I'm not going to turn it. I'm going to leave it in my trimmer, and I'm going to score it at 1 1/2 inch, 3 inches, and 4 1/2 inches. All right, and we are done with our trimmer. So I'll bring this piece back in and fold it on the 4 1/4 score line where we just scored it, and then I'm going to flatten that down. And then the 5 1/2 by 6 inch piece, we're going to accordion fold that. So that just means we're going to make hills and valleys, folding it one way and then the other way like that. Okay. And then this piece is going to get adhered into our little booklet. Now you can do it this way, it really doesn't matter, or you can do it this way. It's totally up to you. I personally like it better this way, so that's the way I'm going to put it in. I'm only going to add adhesive to the outer tabs, the 2 tabs on each edge. Those are the only 2 that get adhesive. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold that and add one side to my folded card, which will eventually be my booklet base. Not happy with that, so give me just a sec. I want it to match up as perfect as possible. Okay, and then now I can just shut my little booklet, and that gives me my base. Okay, now to add the holes, so you are going to need some kind of a hole punch. I am using the Big Bite. It doesn't have to be the Big Bite. You can use any kind of hole punch, and you can use any size hole punch. It's going to depend on the size of your rings. Okay, so here's what I like to do. You can put your holes anywhere, but I personally like them to come down a 1/2 inch in, is that right? Yes, down a 1/2 inch and in 1 inch from each edge. So I would typically measure that all out, and I would mark with a pencil. So I would measure my sides over here that are going to be 1 inch in from each side. And then I would measure down a 1/2 inch, and wherever those lines match up, that's where I'm going to make a little mark and punch my holes. But I love making these little booklets, so I actually have, this is my my little, oh my goodness, my cats are, hey you guys, hey, knock it off. I am so sorry. They're tearing up my blinds, and I can't get to them because they know I'm basically on my phone. just like children. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to use a piece of chipboard that I get inside my paper pumpkin. And I just keep this handy. I always have it, and I use this. It's exactly 5.5 inches this way. And so I've already measured the same way I just instructed, and now I'm all flustered. The cat, what have you been doing? Don't, you sound so cute. Ugh. Okay, so I've already measured, and I've already punched my holes. So now I never really have to measure. Anytime I make these little booklets, I just grab this little template. That's the word I was trying to, and I mark my holes, okay? And then I bring in my Big Bite, and I punch my hole where I just marked. Okay, and then I do the same thing with my cardstock and with all of my designer series paper. Okay, so I have all of my designer series paper trimmed out and all of my cardstock trimmed out. You can do variation of sizes, but the basic size that I like is 4 inches. So 4 inches by 5 1/4, because our cardstock, our base is, remember, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So once these get put together, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be sort of like framed or matted. See that? Okay. So now with my template, I'm going to mark one of these pieces, one of each of the cardstocks. Okay, so the cardstocks are a little bit smaller. Like I said, my template is 1/4 inch bigger. So I'm going to mark one piece and put that with my cardstock. And one piece of the designer series paper gets marked. I'm centering it so that it's evenly marked. And so there is my designer series paper. So now with the Big Bite, what's fun about the Big Bite is I can actually go through all of these pieces of cardstock and all of the pieces of designer series paper. Sorry if that shook the camera. All right, so that's that. And then I'll do my designer series paper. My lighting is getting darker in here because the sun is setting, and so I want to make sure I've got that right on those little marked holes. All right, that's that. And so now what I will do is I will go back and forth with these pretty papers and decide which one that I want where. Oh, look how pretty that is. And I like to go back and forth between cardstock and designer series paper. Oh, let's see, not yet. And so, yeah, you get to watch me do this process. But you can see how fun it is to match up all the papers. How pretty that is. Oh, so pretty. And I might actually end up with a few more designer series paper. I'm not sure. I didn't really count it all out, but we'll see. I did. I have one more left of the designer series paper, and that's perfectly fine with me. Actually, 2 more. So that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. All right, so now that you have them all situated the way you want them, now you can work your rings through. And I will go through one side at a time and put all of my papers and cardstocks on one ring. And I will actually add that, go ahead and add that to my base and close it up. And then I will work through on the other side and do the same thing. And basically that's it. So if you happen to want to order any of the items that you see here, you can visit my website at alwaysstampinwithkelly.stampinup.net and visit my Facebook page because there's lots of information there about joining my Cyber Stamp Club, where you get free merchandise just for being a club member. And so I turn my rings around so that the biggest part is in the back. And look how fun it is to flip through all of those pretty colors and pretty papers. And now I can go in and decorate each page however I like, whenever I like. I personally like to do a little decorating each day, and it didn't take me but maybe 10 minutes to make this little thing here and pop it on, and I feel like I've done something creative for the day. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you'll be back to subscribe and enjoy my Watch It Wednesday videos every Wednesday, and sometimes I pop on in between. Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye.